Previously on Viva La Cosplay.
Just an update on my Ahsoka head. It's looking a little sad. It's dried and cracking a little bit, but I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm going to fill in these cracks with a little more of the magic mold, bulk it out a little bit more, and probably do a full layer of something else on top. I haven't not decided yet. And then sand that down in paint, and hopefully it'll be good to go.
Okay, so I've been working on upgrading my Queen of Pain armor. I made it out of foam and then just sealed it and spray painted it for Wizard World. And doing it like that, the paint can sometimes crack if it bends, which I wasn't super happy with because I needed it to bend. So I went over to the dark side and we got some Warbler. So I'm covering all my pieces in Warbler. You place it over it, heat it up with a heat gun, and then it forms to all of the little edges, the designs that I had made. So I used the original foam pieces that I had used before and just covered it up because I didn't want to do any extra work.
Hey guys, so confessional time. So I'm officially doing Mr. Embo. Embo.
Too close.
Too close. Embo was a cool character. I kind of found him and like he has a really weird face, and I was like, man, if I can get that face down, I'll do that. And I really liked the build, so I went super quick. My fancy mask. So all it is, nice and cool looking. It's just one layer of foam, and then other foam bits I cut out, glued on top, painted it up, used some nice lenses, made it look dope. Chest armor, all foamed up. I just need to paint it now. It's this cute little shoulder pad thingy. One last piece that I like a whole lot. This is sweet old hat. Oh, that's the hat. This is the thing that really kind of makes the costume go together well. So I'm super happy with Mr. Embo. So he will definitely be my my official and last Star Wars costume for the 2-day ViaCon. It's coming up. We got about a month to finish this. No problem.
My mind has just not been able to focus on one cosplay, and it is ridiculous. Like, I don't know, I call it CCADD, cosplay costume attention deficit disorder. And I think it hits a lot of cosplayers. I know I'm not the only one. So I've decided to do Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus, and I am so excited. It's bringing like a huge smile on my face because it's one of those shows that I loved growing up as a kid. Even the books, I used to read the books. I'm exploring like 1950s style dresses because I feel like that's the kind of style dress she's wearing. I'm trying to figure out how to make that dress. It's very simple. I'm gonna do a bunch of appliques and do all the different planets on this dress and just kind of play around with that. So I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. And I've told a few people about this, a lot of my friends, and they're really excited that I'm gonna do Miss Frizzle because it brings back a lot of childhood memories for me and my generation.
I have a confessional because I will always have confessionals because I'm me. Pa mi tu es not Espanol. Yeah, so like about HK47, I can make him, but I don't think I can make him on time for the end of the season. So what's a good way to figure out if you can get a costume done in time if you're unsure is start on the hardest part first. Like that's why I started working with like the mask and was doing preparations already for doing like the chest cavity and stuff, which I knew were going to be the hardest pieces and the most time consuming. And a lot of the story short, he's very dimensional because he's a robot, and since HK47 isn't something that's really been done by people, it's not like there is tutorials or Epicura designs out there for HK, so I'm not going to do HK because I will not finish him in time. Instead, I am going to be Darth Revan. Yay!
We've got Virginia Comicon coming up next. I got a lot of work to do, not a lot of time. Up until this point, I had not even really thought about what costume I'm gonna wear to this costume party. Are we on a show or something? And I can't remember what it was, like lightning striking my head. Always wanted to do an Aliens Colonial Marine, you know, mostly because, you know, this You know, like the finale of the show, finale of my show, of me on the show. I want to go out with a bang.
There's always been one costume that just comes straight to my mind, and I've thought about doing it for a while now, and that is Bucky O'Hare from a really early 1980s cartoon. I'm gonna be a giant space bunny. If people don't get it, it's fine. The people who do get it are gonna love it, they're gonna appreciate it, and who knows, maybe I can help raise a new awareness of an old character. So now I'm stuck with the awesome challenge of turning myself into one big giant space bunny.
Now it's crunch time. We're just really a few months off from the November convention. I haven't started nearly anything for my choice cosplay for the 2-day VA Comicon. In the end, it's hard for me to deny the bat. Doing the Dawn of Justice Batman armor from the upcoming film directed by Zack Snyder. I'm really kind of worried about it because in a lot of ways, other than Mega Man from season 1, I haven't delved that much into armor builds. So I'm going to keep on trucking, I'm going to experiment, do a buttload of sanding, and hope in the end I'm ready to take on the Man of Steel.
This is Viva La Cosplay.
Shopping, and I went to like a whole bunch of stores and didn't find my gloves. I'll look online tonight and see what I can find on there. I mean, again, I prefer to buy it just right from a store. That way you can, you know, try it on and stuff like that, but I'm not sure what else to do in a case like this because it's the middle of summer. And of course you're not gonna find black leather gloves. And again, the ones I found at Fleet Farm were extensive. They had a lot, including black leather gloves, but they looked too much like work gloves, and you know, I want something that looks a little bit fancier, I guess, how to say it. I mean, they're not supposed to have designs on them or anything, but it's just, the best way I can explain it is, you know, when working with your cosplay, unless you're up to the very last minute deadline and you need something right away, you know, don't fall into the trap of, well, oh, this will do kind of a thing. If you're not 100% happy with it, or at least close to 100%, then don't get it, or don't make it, don't buy it. You know, if a piece of the outfit that you're buying or have made or in the process of making isn't how you want it to be, don't settle for it. Continue looking or making it, improve your skills until it's to that point where you do love it and you are proud to show it. Because you don't want to have some piece on your outfit, even if it's something really small, like gloves, and then just feel like, you know, when you're walking around the convention, like, oh, I'm hiding my hands because I don't want anyone to see my work gloves because they don't really match with Revan or Star Wars or anything besides working outside in the 90-degree weather. It's okay, I have enough Warble and stuff. I'm gonna start working on the Vam braces. What's it called? They're just regular bracers. I'm gonna start working on those tonight, so I'll show you how to making bracers. Yay! And his bracers are really simple. They're not very detailed or anything, but it'll be a great way to show those of you watching who have never made bracers before how to make bracers, since they're very simple and again not very detailed. So you get to watch me do that, so it's awesome. But I got a squeaky duck.
Okay, so I found one of my old emo punk high school hand gloves, which is actually really nice because it protects your forearm, but it still leaves your fingers so that you can, you know, use them and the little spiders. But okay, so I heated up this piece, and then I started just forming it. Ugh, come here.
just started forming it ever so slightly and gently, just started bending, and so I have that. Remember the slits, at least on the top part, because the other part's gonna go on top of that. As you can also see, there are a lot of warbler warts inside of there, which I will take care of after I'm done with everything. My next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top piece, you know, warm that up so it's pliable. And now that this is cooled and dry, I'm going to wear this. And then once the top part is heated up, I'm going to take this and ever so slightly bend it to the top piece then so that it fits over nicely. Just be careful, because warbler is adhesive to itself. Even though this is hot and sticky and this has cooled off and is dry, the sticky part will still have a tendency to stick to it even though it's dry, so just be careful about that. But you know, just ever so slightly kind of mold the top piece to the bottom piece.
In Charlottesville, Zin Studios put the final touches on their cosplays.
So it took about 7 tries, but my horns are done, and this is my horns are done dance.
Look at the feet. Look at the feet, go.
So good. Thank you.
That was quite the hootenanny.
So we are less than 12 hours away from Baltimore, and we are still working very hard on finishing up our things. We've been working really hard the past couple weeks, but we still are working. We obviously intended to finish way earlier, but circumstances changed, and now we're here 11 o'clock at night. Very tired. Yay! We look like crap.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay, let's see what we're working on.
Okay. So I'm still trying to cover up all those hideous pen marks all over the white. Don't go up close to it.
So close.
I mean, you can still see like some right up in here. And this was pretty horrible. There's some over here.
Oh
Let
man.
me point out all the flaws. I kind of like this tentacle. So,
Stroke it.
yeah. I'm gonna do like about 1 million more layers. I'm probably gonna be in the hotel room still putting white layers on. And then I got these beads. So nice and beautiful. And then she's got beads coming up here. And then it'll be done.
It looks good. It looks good from back here.
Yeah, it looks very good from a distance. And then I gotta add snaps to these because she's got armbands.
Nice job.
And that's it.
Come tell us what you're working on.
Just getting Rodney together, everything packed up. I've added a lot of little small details, like I changed the vents out to some fancier looking cooler ones. I did a bunch of little small details. I think it was cool. Added these little details. I put a little scroll on there. The main thing I had to fix was, so I did finish my power fist. The fingers do work. I'm happy. I love it. But the joint in which it meets the actual arm part, this is way too big, so I actually had to make another little forearm, cut it out. Then it was too small. I had to make another one, glue it in the other room, but it needs to get painted and then put together. But I'm gonna take like with a big costume like this, I always have spare parts, so like I have like extra weapons in case something doesn't work, or like an extra load if I need to change it out. Rod's good to go.
Finish my horns. I did a funny dance earlier. I ended up making these out of foam, and I covered them with warbler and glued them on a headband. It's not exactly sturdy, as you can see. It's not ideal.
Hey,
Oh no! But I'm gonna
I'll do that.
bobby pin them to my head, so that will be better. And I also have redone my wings for the Queen Paint. They are mostly done right now. I decided on Saturday to start them again, which left me less than a week to redo everything. So what I did, I redid this whole bone part, bent the wires up so they stand up a little higher now. And previously I had wrapped everything in vinyl, which looked really cool, but that left it really sticky where any glue or paint happened to be, and it just ended up collecting lots of dust and hair, and it just looked kind of gross. So I just stripped everything, and now I wrapped it in foam, and I gave it like a feathered look. And I kept the old parts of the old wings, glued those in there, and then added another layer of feathers. And then I did this armor part up here, out of foam, and then I was kind of pressed for time, obviously, so I wasn't really sure how to do the tips. So I just warbled them into a ball-like thing. And they're not super perfect, but they're going to be fine, and I'm okay with that. So right now I'm working on covering up the actual back plate. I'm covering it with strips of fabric just to kind of cover the mechanics that hold the wings together. There was just like pipes and all this kind of metal pieces and screws, and it was ugly. So once this is done, I'll be in a really good spot for the weekend. There's going to probably be a couple of small touch-ups, but other than that, we're good.
With all their loose ends tied up, the team pack up shop and head for Baltimore Comic-Con.
Alright people, it is just about time to get over to Baltimore Comic-Con. We getting ready in this hotel room. How you doing, Nikki? We getting ready. I love my lovely wife. How you doing, Queen? Feel pretty? Look how pretty you are. There you go. Got some pretty wings over here. She's looking so legit. There you go. Rodney's still packed away in the car. I'm really sad he had to sleep in the car last night, but we'll get him picked up in a second. We're gonna do it.
You need to put your eyeball on it. All right, here's the crew. Winners.
All right, I have the group winners. Can you stand it? Can you stand the anticipation?
Oh yeah, that looks much better.
That's so great.
Hey guys.
Alright, we just finished up Saturday at Baltimore. It was a lot of fun. We did the costume contest.
Yeah, all day.
Tell them the news, Sam.
I'm tired. I won 3rd place. We won the professional category.
Yay! With what costume?
And with my Space Marine Rodney.
Yeah, good Rodney. Nikki and I didn't win, but that's okay because that's not what cosplay is about. It's about having fun. And we met lots of new people, and we had such a good time. But we are so exhausted.
Very tired.
We are tired. It is like 10 o'clock, and we're gonna go to bed.
Yep.
Because we still have tomorrow. And it's gonna be a good day.
It's so great.
And then we have to go back to the real world on Monday, and that's the fastest thing ever.
Let's bring that up.
All right, good night, everybody.
Not far from the Zin crew, Andrew prepares for a day at the Maryland Renaissance Fair.
There we go. Now it is being its normal pain in the ass self. The elbow pieces in general hate me.
I just remember you doing it with the foam, just having fun trying to get the shape
Oh god, yes. This was worse. Then there is a Velcro loop on the top that you might want to start with because that loops around the strap of my carapace and back to itself. Fun with pauldrons. Should have brought duct tape.
Always bring duct tape.
So you have to be careful on that and make sure it doesn't cut off circulation for you.
With the chainmail and the gambeson in the way.
Should help, but
okay. And it'll hold it on better anyway.
What are you doing?
I don't have the best range of motion here. So in order to make the arm go up, the rest of me has to go down.
Finally geared up, he is equipped to step back in time. With the fairest success, outside minor issues, Andrew decides to seek advice from a fellow cast member.
Oh my god. Well, the only thing is it's gonna dull your scissors out like crazy. So it's good to use like wire cutter type. What do you call it?
Scissors.
Yeah, they're like really thick
Or
scissors.
the bandage scissors.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, something like thick like that.
And
I just use scissors all the time, and I just keep buying new scissors. But if you heat this up and then take a D-ring and you would put the D-ring in here and then fold, and then you would have then you have like some flexibility, and then you would just take the Warbler and then you would put it wherever you need to. Heat it. You're gonna you may want to try heating this up just slightly, and then heating this up, and then you just press down wherever you need to, and you just press as hard as you can.
You know, there were a couple of issues with the armor, like I talked about earlier, and so we stopped by Luray Caverns, about a mile back that way, to see Katie, and she gave me some Warbler scraps and some amazing advice. And you know, I'm still in my medieval underwear from yesterday, and the hair and everything, and riding boots, tights, and now we are going to head home via Skyline Drive because that's just a beautiful way to go, and it takes great pictures. So homeward bound, and then it looks like this costume is going to need even more D-rings because 104 D-rings was just not enough.
In Richmond, White Tiger Films update us on their cosplay of choice for VA Comicon.
We've done our research, we've done our studying. Right now it's just the very preliminary stages. Just get the base done. All the aesthetics will come later. This is just the base armor. It's simple. There's a lot of different designs you can go to when we're talking aliens. So I went with the most basic design, but it's also one of the more iconic ones. Is specifically from Vasquez, if you know aliens at all. So this was just done with a normal sheet of thick foam that we use for almost everything, with some undercutting. Sorry, it's gonna be ugly. With some undercuddling. With some undercutting, we can get this bend in the foam. Obviously, it looks a little goofy right now with all the Sharpie marks later, but all the curves and angles will come out when we start the paint job. So we're gonna have to rely on a really good paint job to actually give this thing some dimension, apart from just all the undercutting and stuff. So other than that, right now we're just working on actually coming up with some sort of torso rig to keep it attached to me, you know, like a vest type thing. So, you know, we'll have more on that later. Back to you, Jamie.
Jamie,
Like Jesse had explained to you just a second ago, we are working on the straps. I'm helping him out a little bit because no matter what, when you're working on any sort of rig like this, it's kind of a two-man job because you want to make sure things are symmetrical. They are sitting the way that they're supposed to be sitting, and it just helps to have another person around. And that's why sometimes working on a bit of a cosplay team is very valuable. So we're working with some of the roll foam. I've only ever seen it at Harbor Freight. But we've already got some ready out of the oven. We already got some ready for you. It looks something like this, normally a little rolled up, and I mean they're anti-tension pads for your garage to set equipment on top of, and it only runs about $9 for a roll. I believe, having done the calculations, you get a lot more out of this than you would get by buying your four sheets of foam that you get in the other packs. But it is thinner. So it really just comes down to what you're working on. Each kind of foam that we use is specialized for a certain portion of the project that we're working on. So obviously this smart gun armor is going to have a lot of layers. So this is literally just our base. We're starting off with an X. This is going to act as a sort of harness. I'm bigger than Jesse, so it looks a little goofy on me, but just to give you an idea.
That's just to give an idea. You look like an angel or something.
I mean, it wraps around your body. It's gonna give you a little hug.
It's a training bra.
It's here, I'll do it around the front.
That makes sense.
It's a harness, but it's gonna go on your back, not here.
Okay. Alright, this is good. So this is what's up. I'm trying to turn myself into a furry little animal. I said a furry little animal.
It's not a feathery.
It's not like a sex thing. So anyway, I kind of was stuck on how I was going to make Bucky's head. I think it's going to be the hardest part. I think once I figure out the head stuff, I'm pretty much good to go because the rest of it's pretty straightforward, just, cloth-based costume. Of course, I am going to probably add some extra armor and stuff that's just going to be my personal touch on the character to kind of update him a little bit. I guess kind of like as if he were going to be in a movie that fits today's standards, like Guardians of the Galaxy or something. Basically, my major task here is making a giant bunny head. I kind of juggled around some ideas for a while. I was going to try to buy a mask that was close enough. The costume stores have a couple awesome animal masks that I was thinking I could buy and maybe convert a little bit, but they don't really look that good as far as, they look great for the animals that they're supposed to be. I just didn't feel confident that I could modify them into a rabbit, and also they're pretty pricey. And I'm definitely trying to keep this build on the cheap because I have some other costumes that I want to make in the early start of next year that are going to be pretty expensive, so I want to keep this one down, but I still want it to look good. So the basic concept of how I wanted to do this was basically to start off with a blank helmet that I would just add to, foam helmet. This won't really technically be a helmet, it would still be a mask. The idea was to build it kind of like a helmet and use the Evil Ted way of doing things. Same way I did the Dr. Doom helmet, at least the back anyway. Here we have one that's not finished and is a little smaller, but you can see, where it comes from. And you can figure out how to make these exactly how you want it to fit your head specifically. If you just go to YouTube and type in Evil Ted helmet tutorial, you'll be sure to find it. I took that basic concept and added a rabbit design to the front. This was a little bit hard. I had to look at a lot of reference pictures and kind of get the shape that I wanted. But basically, once I had something that I liked, I attached it to the already made helmet blank and here I go. Basically have a rabbit skull that is ready to be covered in fur and detailed. The eyes are going to be pretty cool, but we'll save that for a different day.
Finally, we make a surprise stop in Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Hey everyone, I just kind of wanted to make a quick update because I know my future on the show has been extremely debatable. I'm actually sitting in a hotel room in Sierra Vista, Arizona. I flew all the way out here from Virginia to visit Devin, and we actually have confirmation now that he will be staying here through March, and I will be going home until March. You know, I came out here to see his graduation. We got married, and it's been a very good visit. I haven't had much film to show because I've been using a lot of my spare time to pack and prepare for a little impromptu wedding, and of course I've been out here for a week. When I get back, I'll have a lot of backup footage for you to see the work I've been putting in. So I wanted to update because I know it was is she gonna stay, is she gonna leave, what's she gonna do, and I'm staying. I can stay. I will be putting in all my work, and I will be at that 2-day show. I will be a Skyrim Stormcloak and a Fem Nightwing. Totally different from what I started off saying I would be because budgeting issues, you know, we're gonna be moving and I can't really afford the materials for anything super elaborate right now, so I'll just be showing you the cheap side of cosplay. Other than that, that's really all I can say right now. Maybe I'll snag Devin.